It's me, Free Reads!
I love taking inspiration from books to make art.
Today, I'm making tissue paper collage art.
Inspired by one of my favorite book artists, Eric Carle.
Eric Carle is known for his colorful collage-style illustrations in his picture books. Collage means cutting and layering different papers together to create a new picture. He'd use regular brushes and unique tools like carpet or burlap to create different textures with the paint.
Today, I'm going to try his technique of painting on tissue paper.
I start by laying down some recycled cardboard because this project might get messy. I've got pieces of tissue paper and I start to mix my colors. Adding white will make it a little lighter. Then a little blue to yellow to make green. I do red, yellow, and blue, so now I have a full rainbow to work with. I start with a white piece of tissue paper and a regular paintbrush. This one's pretty big. I start by dabbing it on the paper. It makes little speckles. Next, I try wiping the brush up and down, diagonal, side to side. Every so often, I lift up the tissue paper so that it doesn't get stuck to the cardboard underneath. Now I'm trying a new texture, a piece of string dipped in paint. I'll see if it makes a line. I keep experimenting or trying different things to see what happens. I stretch the string and wipe it along the paper. There's no right way or wrong way to make this art. Have fun using different materials in different ways. Next, I use a Q-tip to make some purple dots. I go until I feel finished. Then I lift it up gently and place it outside to dry. Next, I'll try a piece of colored tissue paper. Yellow! And with a new kind of paintbrush, I dip it in the orange and make a kind of twisting circle shape. When the page is filled, I decide to go in with a big paintbrush and make yellow swipes. When there's more paint, it's more likely to stick to the table, so I keep lifting every so often. Next, a green piece of tissue paper. This time, I'm using a new tool, a pipe cleaner. I'm going to use it to scratch on the paint in quick movements. Then take it outside to dry. Next, a blue piece of tissue paper. This time, I'm taking two paintbrushes, dipping into some white paint and tapping it on so that it makes a splatter paint effect. It drips onto the page. Then I tap some black paint on. Tapping helps the paint fall straight down so that it doesn't spray all over my tabletop. Next, a pink piece. This time, I'm using a big pom-pom. I dip it in some purple paint and stamp it on like a sponge. If you don't have different kinds of brushes or materials, you can use your hands and fingers. Make sure you're using washable paint. Last, I decide to do a rainbow confetti page. I start with a white piece of tissue paper, and using the edge of a popsicle stick, I dip it into the color and tap it on the page. I keep going until I have all the colors of the rainbow. Then, like before, I take my paintbrush in some white paint and tap, tap, tap it on to make a splatter paint white on top. I make sure to wait for all the pages to completely dry.
Now that the tissue papers are all dry, I can start collaging.
I stack up my tissue papers and cut them into long strips. From there, into small squares. But really, any shape would work. I keep going until all the pieces are cut and I have a great big pile of colorful painted papers.
For my collage project, I'm going to make hearts with this black paper.
I'll be gluing the tissue paper onto the black page, but first I'm going to make a heart shape. I can do that by folding the page in half and then cutting half of a heart along the fold like this. When I open it up, ta-da! To make them the same, I'll trace this one on the other page using a white colored pencil and cut it out. I take some water and add a little bit of liquid glue. I mix it up with my paintbrush. I don't want it to be too gluey and thick. It should go on mostly clear with a little bit of milky white. Once the glue mixture is on, I start to place my tissue paper pieces. For this heart, I'm mixing up all the colors onto one. I do a thin layer of glue and gently touch the tissue paper to it. With collage, the pieces can overlap and layer on top of each other. I do this until the whole heart is covered. Remember, you can do any shape you want. Some of the edges of my tissue paper were flying up, so I took a bit of the glue mixture and painted them all down. Then took it outside to dry. For this heart, I decided to use all the tissue papers from the same page, that rainbow confetti page that I made. Now that they're all in pieces, I can rearrange them on the heart and they look different. I cover the whole heart again, add glue to those edge pieces, and leave it out to dry. Now I wonder, what will you create?
Books are full of art, color, and expression. Thanks for joining us today to explore all of it. Keep creating, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye!